It goes without saying that Christmas is an expensive time of the year, which puts a strain on most people's finances. So if you're looking for information on ways to access credit to finance your spending in the lead up to the festivities, then keep watching. Put it on the credit card. A credit card is probably one of the first things people think of when looking for ways to access credit. While credit cards understandably get a bad rap, you can make your credit card work for you. Credit cards give you up to 56 days interest-free credit in most cases, as long as you pay off your balance in full and on time each month. So you could buy some presents for Christmas in early December, put it on your credit card and not worry about having to pay it off until the end of January when you've been paid again. Avoid taking out cash with your credit card. The interest rate on cash withdrawals is usually far higher and there's no interest-free period. If you can't pay off your balance in full come the new year, then pay off as much as you can. Don't be tempted to go with your bank's minimum allowed repayment, which can be as little as 3% of the outstanding balance in some cases, as you'll end up paying far more interest over the longer term. Always pay at least the minimum balance on time each month so that you don't affect your credit rating. Apply for a personal loan. People usually think of personal loans for bigger purchases, but it's possible to take out a loan for as little as €1,500 with most banks and to pay it back over a period of as little as 6 months. And the interest rate will usually be lower than with a credit card. Credit unions in particular are great at giving short-term loans to households struggling with festive expenses. When comparing loans, always look at the total cost of credit. This tells you how much the loan will actually cost you. Remember that the longer you spread out a loan or the longer the term, the lower your monthly repayments will be, but the more you'll pay back in interest. Always pay back a personal loan as quickly as you can. It pays to shop around for a loan. While it's convenient to go to your own bank for a loan and get almost instant approval, for larger loans in particular, you should look at shopping around for the best rate. You don't necessarily have to be a customer of a bank to apply for a loan with them. And of course, check out your local credit union too. Use a credit card installment plan. Bank of Ireland has a nifty feature on its main credit cards, which acts like a personal loan through your credit card. So if you're a customer, it's definitely worth checking out. Its installment plan facility allows you to transfer a large credit card purchase onto a separate, lower interest rate and to pay it back in monthly installments. Here's how it works. If you pay for an item on your credit card that's €250 or more, you can contact Bank of Ireland online or by phone to ask that the purchase be placed onto an installment plan. The interest you'll be charged on the purchase is just 6.9% at present, which in many cases is lower than the rate you'd be charged on a personal loan. You can then spread the cost of the item over 6, 12 or 24 equal monthly installments. Use hire purchase. Hire purchase is an agreement where one person hires goods for a period of time by paying in installments and can own the goods at the end of the agreement if all installments are paid. Hire purchase agreements are often offered by certain big ticket retail stores such as furniture, computer equipment or electrical goods stores. In this case, the store isn't actually providing the loan itself, but is acting as an agent for the bank or finance company and earns a commission from them for arranging the loan. Hire purchase agreements are often quicker and easier to arrange than a personal loan, as you can buy your item and arrange finance in the one go. However, the interest rate is usually quite high and very often it'll work out cheaper to get a personal loan from your bank instead. The key thing, as always, is to look at the total cost of credit to see how much you'll pay back in total. And finally, remember that with hire purchase, you don't own the goods until the very last payment has been made. An overdraft allows you to spend more than you have in your current account up to an agreed limit and can be a handy way to tide you over until payday. There will usually be a small fee for setting up the overdraft and a similar fee every year if you renew it. And you'll be charged interest on the amount you go overdrawn. Once you go into your overdraft, some people find it difficult to pay it off and get out of it and can end up constantly overdrawn each month. Only consider an overdraft if you really need it. Don't go over your agreed overdraft limit, as you'll be charged extra interest and a fee of around €10 every time you do so. Be careful if you're thinking of getting a mortgage anytime soon. While staying within an agreed overdraft limit won't ruin your application, it may not help it either. Banks like to see well-managed finances and accounts with a bit of money left over in them at the end of each month. If you are thinking of getting an overdraft, chat to your broker first. Use your savings. The interest you'll be charged on your debt will usually be far greater than any interest you'll earn on your savings. So if you have savings, it's usually far better to use some of them rather than getting into debt. Your savings can then be topped up in the months after Christmas with the money you'd have used for paying off your loan or credit card otherwise. Buy now, pay later. This type of finance has exploded in popularity over the past few years and is particularly popular with younger shoppers. As the name suggests, it's a form of credit that allows you to buy something immediately upfront and pay for it at a later date in a series of installments lasting up to 2 years in some cases, depending on how much you're taking out. Most of the major online retailers now have buy now, pay later options, and some even provide interest-free credit if the full amount is paid back within maybe 3 or 6 months. As with the credit card, make sure you don't get carried away with your spending or use buy now, pay later for frivolous purchases. And as with any type of credit, make sure you know what the total cost of the loan is, as this is what this form of payment technically is. Buy now, pay later products, even those that say they're interest-free, often come with admin fees and charges, and you may be charged a penalty if you miss a payment, and this could affect your credit rating. In short, read the terms and conditions carefully. It might sound corny, but it's worth remembering that Christmas should be about spending time and catching up with your family, friends, and loved ones. Don't get caught up in the manic consumerism of Christmas and feel you have to splurge out on lots of presents, as there are lots of ways you can spend less. Homemade gifts are often a cheaper and far more personal alternative to buying presents. And if you have a large family, consider doing a Secret Santa or Christkindle instead of buying individual presents. If you have a large group of friends who all know each other, consider a nice night out together or even a night in instead of all spending money on each other. It'll probably be more memorable and you might even spend less. So there are 8 ways to finance your Christmas spending. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe to our channel, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. And of course, another way to help with the cost of Christmas is to switch and save on your bills so that you have more money in your pocket. And the good news is that bonkers.ie can save you hundreds on your bills in just minutes. Whether you're looking for cheaper energy, faster broadband, a higher savings rate, better insurance cover, or a lower mortgage rate, we can help.